77th Discover Orange Bowl. First ever meeting of Stanford out of the Pac-10 and Virginia Tech from the ACC. The Stanford Cardinal only loss to the national championship game participant Oregon. Great season of history in the polls and on the scoreboard. Number 4 in the final standings. An at-large BCS selection. The 11-1 Stanford Cardinal take the field. And on the opposite side from Blacksburg, Virginia, Virginia Tech, after losing their first two, have reeled off the 4th longest win streak in Hokie history. And tonight, make a 5th BCS Bowl appearance. Well, it's not Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, but enter Sandman Reigns here in South Florida. And Hokie Nation knows that means the ACC champs are ready to take the field, the Virginia Tech Hokies. Great atmosphere here. Mike Tirico, Ron Jaworski, John Gruden, Michelle Tafoya's on the sideline. Guys, I know you always break down film. My Siskel and Ebert partners here. When you've looked at these teams, I'm curious what you see. For the folks who haven't watched them all year, give a little capsule. What are we going to see out of Stanford tonight, John?
Well, you got this guy named Andrew Luck playing quarterback that is legitimately the #1 pick in the NFL draft. I don't care when he comes out. But they have surrounded him with an excellent offensive line, 3 fifth-year seniors. It's a balanced attack. They can slam it at you with a physical running game, and when they throw it, it's a very efficient passing attack. It's a sophisticated scheme. They carry over 300 plays in every game plan. And I think they're going to need a lot of those plays tonight because this young Virginia Tech defense, I'm just telling you, they're ready to go. And I think they're going to prove to Stanford they're going to need a lot more than luck tonight.
You know, John, Stanford head coach Jim Harbaugh said there are 2 things that make him nervous: coffee and mobile quarterbacks. Well, tonight he's going to be very nervous as he faces one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the nation in Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor's a guy that can make plays outside the pocket by extending the play. He's also an exceptional passer, and he's not a one-man band. At his disposal, a stable of running backs, polished wide receivers, and a rock-solid offensive line. And oh, by the way, Mike, he's won 34 games and only lost 7. He's the winningest quarterback in Virginia Tech history, and this guy hates to lose.
We mentioned earlier a lot of conversation regarding what happens after tonight with Stanford head coach Jim Harbaugh. Michelle Tafoya has more. Michelle?
Well, Mike, all week long, Jim Harbaugh has deflected talk about his future. While he hasn't offered to continue at Stanford, there are reports that Michigan is interested, along with the San Francisco 49ers and Denver Broncos. And it was confirmed to me earlier tonight that new Denver executive and Stanford alum John Elway is, of course, in town as an honorary captain for Stanford and does plan to talk to Harbaugh about the opening in Denver. But Harbaugh has been steadfast, telling me before the game that for the moment, he is the head coach of Stanford. As for Virginia Tech, their head coach Frank Beamer told me last night that tonight's Orange Bowl ranks as one of the top 3 games in his program's history, joining the 1995 Sugar Bowl when the Hokies came from behind to beat Texas, and the January 3rd, 2000 game against #1 Florida State for the national championship, where Michael Vick had that amazing performance. Beamer said, Mike, that if they can beat Stanford tonight, this very highly ranked and high-caliber team, it will elevate his program yet again.
Time to get off the schneid. Time to be the top 5 team. That's what Beamer said to us last night. Virginia Tech has won the toss and defer the option, so Stanford will receive and stop blinking. That is Virginia Tech in orange helmets. Something new. Haven't done it before. They busted out here for the bowl game tonight. Justin Meyer is the kickoff man for Virginia Tech, part of their outstanding special teams. He has 30 touchbacks on the year. Whenever you have a Tech game, you have special teams to watch. Chris Owusu back deep to receive for the Cardinal. Stanford played in the Sun Bowl last year. Virginia Tech won the Chick-fil-A Bowl in Atlanta, both in the BCS at the end of the 2010 season. protect their regulars. They've been here 3 of the last 4 years. This is Stanford history. They've never played in the Discover Orange Bowl until now. And off we go from South Florida. Owusu from the goal line. The return to the 23 is brought down by Wiley Brown. So here he comes, the runner-up to Cam Newton for the 2010 Heisman Trophy, Andrew Luck, out of Houston, Texas, Offensive Player of the Year in the Pac-10.
Well, he is an outstanding collegiate quarterback. He projects very well to the next level of football in the National Football League. Stanford runs a pro-style offense. They'll run the ball first, play action second, and spread you out third. Andrew Luck can be fun to watch tonight.
Opening drive starts in the 24. Play action to Taylor, the fake. Luck was a very good runner on his own. 11 first down yards to the 35. He's run for 438 yards on the season.
That's what Andrew Luck brings you. He's run for over 400 yards. Stanford's second leading rusher. Just a naked bootleg. Coming to his left, his non-throwing shoulder. The route is well defended. Good decisiveness by Andrew Luck. Protect yourself. Nice work.
Something he hasn't done enough of. He has meted out a lot of big contact here during the season. Very physical runner. Out of Mansfield, Texas, the sophomore Stephon Taylor, the running back. Luck's first throw is to Taylor out of the backfield. He tackled the 40-yard line. The combination of Bruce Taylor and Rashad Carmichael. Let's introduce you to the rest of the Stanford offense. They score 40 a game. Taylor and Owen Marisic, great story, plays both ways, offense and defense. Doug Baldwin, 56 catches, leads this team. As for the guys up front, 126 combined starts. Chase Beeler, the center, first team All-American, All Pac-10 with a 3.53 GPA to go with it. Second and 6. Marisic tried to lead the way for the block, but Taylor is stopped behind the line of scrimmage by Jack Tyler, the sophomore out of Oakton, Virginia. Let's introduce you to this Hokie defense. Bud Foster, the coordinator, always does a good job. This group disappointed some early on. Stephen Friday, 8.5 sacks. Very good off the end with Graves, Hopkins, and Drager. Tyler just made the play. Bruce Taylor's second team All ACC. Love their corners. Rashad Rock Carmichael. He likes being called Rock, one corner. And all J. Ron Osley's done this year, 8 picks. Number 1 in the Football Bowl subdivision. Third and 8, the pressure flushes Luck. Throws on the run, incomplete, intended for Ryan Whalen. So 1 first down and then a punt for the Cardinal.
Well, defensive coordinator Bud Foster doesn't wait long. He's going to bring everybody right up the middle in an all-out blitz, forcing Luck to take off. And as Bud Foster told us, Ron, most quarterbacks aren't as good when they got to run for their life. Good early down call by Virginia Tech.
John, you're absolutely right. The pressure came. This offensive line for Stanford only giving up 5 sacks this season. But boy, the heavy blitz pressure forced Luck out of the pocket.
That is David Green punting. He kicked the bit towards the end of the season. J. Ron Osley will let it go. And it's a positive roll for the Hokies. It's only 32 on the kick. Virginia Tech's defense gets the job done early on. Here's Taylor and company with a good play. Discover Orange Bowl, we welcome you back. Tyrod Taylor and the Virginia Tech Hokies, very familiar here as ACC champs, 3rd time in 4 years. And here's Taylor playing his final game for Virginia Tech tonight.
He can do it all, Mike. Running, passing, very experienced in this system. You'll see a lot of different sets, a lot of looks tonight from this Hokie offense.
Their opening drive started at 31, and Darren Evans, the junior out of Indianapolis, is the back to get it going. And the quick toss, the bubble to Danny Cole, who slides down after a gain of nearly 4 yards. I mentioned Evans is back there. Ryan Williams will be joining him. He has a hamstring injury. We will see him in all likelihood during the game here tonight. Jarrett Boykin leads the team with 48 catches. You just saw Cole's 33rd of the season. And this group up front, same starting five all year. Lanier, Nosal, Bo Warren. Dad Don played in the NFL. And the two guys on the right side, Brooks and DeChristopher, both second-team All-ACC. This is Evans. Got a yard, that's it. Nothing more. Chase Thomas over there with Owen Marisic. The starting fullback is also a linebacker. In front of them, led in the middle by Sione Fua, second team All-Pac-10. If Thomas with 7.5 sacks, Marisic and Skov and Kaiser. Very good linebacking core. In the secondary, you want to watch Richard Sherman. He's a great story. Part of that 1-11 season 4 years ago. 4 picks and a big part of the turnaround for the Cardinal in 2010. Taylor adjusts the play on 3rd and 6. Nowhere to go. Throws sideline. It's caught and it'll be a yard or 2 shy of the first down as Danny Cole got it.
Well, defensive coordinator Vic Fangio shows some of those NFL roots, Ron. 3 down, nickel package. You're going to see pressure coming from the field now, and Tyrod Taylor is going to see it. He's going to audible to try to pick it up, and Virginia Tech does a good job. Tyrod scrambles around, finds a completion, but both defensive coordinators early blitzes on 3rd down tonight.
But excellent discipline by the Stanford pass rush. They compressed the pocket, did not allow Taylor to get outside.
On the prior punt. Fair catch of a 40-yard kick, and Stanford will take over at its own 13. Only 1 first down in the game on Stanford's opening drive. This is their 3rd. This is Stephon Taylor to the 18-yard line. 210 carries for him this year. Became the 6th back in Stanford history to run for over 1,000 yards, and the first sophomore to do it since Darren Nelson, who's here tonight. Saw him on the field.
And he can catch the football as well, Mike. I think Stanford is loaded in the backfield. You're going to see a young back, Anthony Wilkerson, number 32, who really came on in the latter part of the season as well. Stanford's deep at all the skill positions.
This is the down where Virginia Tech likes to blitz. I wouldn't be surprised to see a screen pass here from Stanford.
There is the screen draws on cue. There is Taylor. Just had a fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. Yvonne Morgan made the tackle.
Well, when you bring the pressure, you get a chance to get your running back out in space. Luck does a good job with the play fake, sets up the screen, and you want to get a running back out of space like Wilkerson can make people miss. Excuse me, Taylor, make people miss. Get this into a manageable 3rd down situation.
I like Moore, the second leading tackler on this Virginia Tech team. Also had 5 picks for Bud Foster's defense this year.
And this Virginia Tech defense is a check-with-me defense. Look at all the hand signals as they identify these Cardinal formations.
See Davon Morgan calling him off, going to a second defense, trying to give Luck a different look. Luck's throw is complete to Doug Baldwin, who has room down the sideline. Has a first down, just shy of the 40. Gain of 20.
Well, Virginia Tech checked into a zone coverage, and watch the pass protection. As Andrew Luck gets this snap, you're going to see excellent pass protection against the inside blitz. Good pickup by Taylor. And there's where Luck shows his polish. Good job finding an alternate receiver.
Big opening. Jeremy Stewart gonna take it the distance. Touchdown Stanford, 60 yards. Jeremy Stewart, who only carried it 13 times this year. The guy who really had his best production as a freshman when he had 359 yards. Takes it all the way.
Just a power play off the left side. It's a bad run fit by the Tech Hokies, and that has plagued them all year. That's why they're 59th in the nation against the run, and uncharacteristically, they've given up a lot of big runs this year. Not good.
Nate Whitaker knocks in the extra point. Stanford is on the board first out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. An injury-plagued career on the farm. Jeremy Stewart, big moment in the Discover Orange Bowl. Had 13 carries all year. 5 of them came in the first game against Sacramento State. And Andrew Luck turned and gave it to the senior back at a Catholic high school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for his 5th career Stanford touchdown. And the Cardinal, as you guys mentioned, the latest team to put up a big run on Bud Foster's defense, and he's lighting them up over there on the sideline. 7-0 Stanford lead. The game's first big play knocked up by the Cardinal and Stewart. Tyrod Taylor will let it go. It's a touchback. Make a big deal of how much Luck does at the line. Taylor does as well. They'll bring 5, and Tyrod hangs in there and completes it to Jared Boykin. Nice throw to the junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina for a first down.
And Jared Boykin has big hands, but nice blitz pickup by this Virginia Tech Hokie offense. Pressure's going to be coming off the right side, and the Hokies handle it. Good poise in the pocket, and that's a strike by Tyrod Taylor. And Boykin, he's closing in on a lot of receiving records here for these Virginia Tech Hokies. Big first down.
6'2", 215. Boykin a big target, John.
After the game's first down for the Hokies. Just a couple of yards for Ryan Williams. Not able to get any run game going right now, Virginia Tech. Give you a little background on Tyrod Taylor out of Hampton, Virginia. Grew up in that Hampton Roads area, idolizing Michael Vick. 34-7 as a starter. Most wins in school history and setting the all-time leading passing marks for the Hokies. He's a young man who likes to stay out of the spotlight. He's alone in his apartment on campus. Doesn't eat red meat. Very calm, great demeanor, and showed wonderful leadership after the 0-2 start this year. Heating up here with pressure, nowhere to go, and he's brought down by the guy who starts at fullback as well, Owen Marisic.
Well, Owen Marisic, number 48, the starting fullback, the starting linebacker, plays 110 plays a game. Just like concrete, Chuck Bednarik comes through and makes the play. This is an outstanding play, unblocked, but the scheme wins. Marisic gets in and takes down Tyrod Taylor, who normally escapes a lot of those individual tackles in the open field.
And he's got to be able to throw the ball away in that situation to keep him out of these third and impossible.
Cardinals just run 3. They drop 8. Taylor keeps the play alive. Up the middle, Taylor. Will be about 4 yards shy of the first down. Marisic and Scoufel make the tackle.
And you give Tyrod Taylor a 14-yard gain on that. That's all on Tyrod Taylor. Just watch this and enjoy this athletic ability. He almost gets this done. It's a 3-man rush.
With a spy as well. Scove on the spy. He wasn't going to get Taylor on that play.
He's a great competitor.
Looking at the hit that Marisic got on Taylor. May have bloodied up Tyrod a bit. Brian Saunders kicking. Farrell catches it back inside his 5. Not usually advisable. Taken down at 3, Alonzo Tweedy, part of the great coverage team for the Hokies. In the way for Stephon Taylor, with no gain. Jaws, you talked about Chuck McNarick, really the last recognized player at a high level to play offense and defense. Of course, at Holy Cross, Gordy Lockbaum did it in the mid-'80s.
Yeah, but there were guys like that. You know, you look at Charles Woodson, they played some wide receivers, some secondary play. When you look at where Marisic is playing, he's playing a linebacker and fullback. These are collision areas of the football field. Not only, does he have to worry about hydrating throughout the day, he has to learn offense, defense, carry 2 playbooks around in complex and sophisticated offensive and defensive schemes. What a player.
He comes back to block for Taylor. He cannot get back, but to the line of scrimmage, John Graves, redshirt senior out of Richmond, Virginia, second team all-conference with the tackle.
And this is an important get-off right here for this Hokie defense. After getting gashed by the long run, that's 2 real good run fits by this Hokie defense. And now on 3rd and long, you have the chance to get after Andrew Luck deep in his own territory.
But Foster sent on Kyle Fuller, so nickel, 5 DBs in there for Virginia Tech.
You're going to get those isolation routes to your outside wide receivers here. See if Luck can find them.
Bookrow, he's pressured, in trouble, got rid of it. It was deflected, and it's caught in the end zone by a lineman who's an ineligible receiver, but the ball was batted, so that ineligible receiver flag wouldn't apply there. It was Antoine Hopkins who deflected it.
Illegal touching.
It should be a safety.
There is no foul for illegal touching. The ball was tipped. The result of the play is a completed pass in the end zone. Safety.
That's right.
I don't think I've ever seen that. They blitz. They get after Andrew Luck, and the pressure forces the ball to be tipped under duress. And watch this, right off the ricochet, there's Derek Hall, the first-year starter at right tackle, making an instinctive play. You'd like to see him bat it down, obviously.
Stephen Friday coming of his right defensive end position. Good pressure on Luck. He forced Luck to step up. Batted ball. Safety.
Let's see if Tyrod Taylor can get this Hokie offense started.
Nate Whitaker's going to operate the free kick with the kickoff team from the 20. And Hosley comes back to get it. De'Ron Hosley looking for some space, and he's tracked down. Nice job by Jarek Lancaster, the linebacker, to make the play.
Need to get Taylor outside the pocket a little bit.
Tyrod's going to take it there with his feet. 21 first down yards. Tyrod Taylor out of bounds just past the 46-yard line.
It's hard to defend this guy. It's bump and run man-to-man. Nobody's open, and Tyrod Taylor doesn't need much room. He makes another Cardinal defender miss, and he has tremendous acceleration. That was Vic Fangio's biggest concern, trying to contain this guy's improvisational skills. He's got rare skill when the ball's in his hand.
It's all about discipline in that pass rush. Do not give this quarterback a lane.
Darren Evans is the back. Taylor did a nice job with a high center snap. Gains about 3 yards. Shane Scove the tackle. That'll bring the first quarter to an end. Other than that Taylor run, there hasn't been much for Virginia Tech in their running game. 8 carries, 32 yards thus far.
2 very underrated defenses. Both of these squads came in here averaging less than 20 points a game, and they're ready on defense, that's for sure.
Yeah, good point. Head of the marquee talks about the quarterbacks. They have tough opponents tonight in each defense. Stewart, the only touchdown. 7-2 Stanford after 1. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Michelle Tafoya on the sideline. 7-2 the Cardinal of Stanford lead the ACC champion Virginia Tech Hokies as the second quarter begins.
Get in there.
Blitz off the edge. Scove was knocked down, and Marcus Davis is a first down. The 39, Batamosi made the tackle.
Good pickup by this Virginia Tech Hokie offense. Short corner blitz. You're going to see it come right off your left side. Well done by Lanier, the left tackle.
Andrew Lanier, that left tackle, John, along with Greg Nosal, the left guard, and Bo Warren, the center. All high school tight ends who've been converted. Part of a little bit of the philosophy of Frank Beamer building offensive linemen. First quarter's over, so the suspension to sophomore David Wilson, number 4, is done. He's to the right of Taylor. Here's the mesh fake. And now Darren Evans on the option to the 30. Gain of 9. Taylor, second down throw, complete to Danny Cole at the 10-yard line. A first down, first and goal for the Hokies, a gain of 13.
This is outstanding by Tyrod Taylor. He sees the zone coverage look from the Stanford Cardinal. Good focus downfield. Now he sees the void and pulls the trigger and throws a strike to Danny Cole. Well, you get that soft zone down there. A quarterback with the experience of Tyrod Taylor is going to find it and swing it in there. Well, that's some good arm strength from that young man.
And what doesn't show in those stats is the poise against the pressure that Stanford has brought. Inside the 10, so it's first and goal. And the power back, Evans, who was the MVP of the Discover Orange Bowl a couple of years ago, 09 against Cincinnati. Missed all of 09 after tearing his ACL in the preseason. That after a phenomenal prior year where he set an ACC freshman record, 1,285 yards. Back this year, the team leader in rushing yards.
And they love sticking the ball off the right side behind right tackle Blake DeChristopher. And they have a big tight end here, Andre Smith. Keep an eye on number 88. Andre Smith, as the night unfolds, they love him in the red zone. 5 touchdowns in this area.
I like moving the pocket here, Coach. Get this quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, out in space.
Giving Evans, waiting is Scove, Shane Scove. We've called the sophomore out of Piedmont, California a couple of times. Top tackler on this team, spiritual leader of the defense. Also leads him in bringing the other guys down.
Yeah, it's a wasted play here. They are going to hand the ball right here to Evans. There's nowhere to go. Stanford is loading the box on these early downs, and they are daring Tyrod to let it rip.
Back-to-back 1-yard losses. David Wilson's the back. Taylor drifting, looking for space to run. Now he's in trouble. Stayed alive somehow and throws to the end zone. Touchdown, what a play! David Wilson. And what a job by Taylor to keep it alive.
At the sideline, he looks like a whirling dervish, spins around, fires to the end zone. Like I said a moment ago, John, get this guy out in space.
We just had Michael Vick a few weeks ago. Now he gets Starship 5 right here. Watch this. Marisek has him dead in the water. He reverses his field. Great sideline awareness. And you don't think these Virginia Tech Hokie receivers are good at the scramble drill, do you? That's a running back right there. How about the all-purpose skill of David Wilson, number 4?
Well, that's all good. Taylor stayed inbounds. The knee was down for Wilson. The extra point is added by Hazley. Tyrod Taylor's put up a lot of highlights in his days in Blacksburg. That one's right up there at the tops. What a play by Taylor. 9-7 after the electric performance by Taylor. Returned by Chris Owusu. Seeking space. Nowhere to go with Owusu. Martin Scales made the tackle. Now Andrew Luck tries to respond. He throws, and it's good hands held onto there by Zach Ertz, the tight end, to 35. Then did you guys see the post play? I was watching Tyrod Taylor, and Jimmy Harbaugh was trying to tell him, "You were out of. Was I in bounds? No, you were out of bounds. You were out of bounds." He wasn't. The replay booth confirmed, because they look at every play and only stop it when they need to.
Mike can read lips too, John. Isn't that amazing?
Taylor for 5 yards here as he's tackled by Chris Drager, the defensive end, John.
A lot of up-tempo right now. Stanford has Virginia Tech off balance with this heavy personnel group, and they know it.
Second and 5, go right back to Taylor. Got about 3 yards.
These aren't softball runs that Stanford's running. 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Oftentimes they have 6 offensive linemen. They make no confusion to anyone in what their intentions are, Ron. They're going to slam it at you, and they're going to like doing it.
Listen, offensive line together have 126 career starts. They know what they're doing up front at Stanford.
Third and 2. Luck will throw, and they will convert the first down with Conrad Rulin, the senior tight end out of Mission Viejo.
Mike, this is a high-volume offense that they run at Stanford. You know, a lot of different formations, a lot of different personnel packages. And you got a quarterback like Andrew Luck. You can run this kind of offense.
And scored the touchdown, Jeremy Stewart back in the game. Behind the fullback, Owen Marisic. Tech moving around on defense. Stewart, last carry went all the way home. How about this one? Pretty good yard per carry average. Takes it inside the 30.
Well, look what they're doing. They start in a no-back set. You got to be a smart football player. Watch, they shift back into a two-back set. It's an unbalanced line, and they're going to run the ball to the left side. But the shift is what caught the Hokies off balance right there. You have got to be ready for some pre-snap movement from this offense.
43-yard average on those 2 carries for Stewart. And there he got a great block, almost taking it the distance. David DeCastro flattened his guy.
Well, we talked about that high volume. You'll see it here. You get the play call from the sideline as Andrew Luck looks at Jim Harbaugh. Now you see the signal coming in. Now, look, he's got to look at Chase Beeler, the center. He's got a play-calling wristband on as well. Luck has one, but they have so many plays, 350 of them. The offensive lineman is wearing a wristband with plays on him. That's complex and sophisticated, John.
Wildcat formation here.
Yep. Yeah. And Anthony Wilkerson, the freshman out of Foothill Ranch, California, takes that snap. And the Hokies saw him, and they knew what was coming.
You know, this John Graves right here, this defensive tackle, defensive end for the Hokies. He's the only returning starter from last year. What a pursuit play he made right there, chasing down the young back out of the Wildcat formation.
There you see once again Luck looking at Chase Beeler's wristband. They're probably up to about number 300 right about now.
I know some centers that wouldn't go for that.
Sophomore Tyler Gaffney's checked in, top of the screen for the Cardinal, 3rd and 8. Virginia Tech going to rush 4. Luck going to find the opening for the touchdown. Zach Ertz, the redshirt freshman tight end.
Well, David Shaw told me of the Cardinal, one of the assistant coaches, that Zach Ertz is a young Todd Heap. Highly recruited kid. They were thrilled to get him. And he is a red zone beast. A little nod to the outside, and he beats Morgan easy. How about that throw?
Yeah, but check out Andrew Luck right here. You see the poise in the pocket, the pressure on, the delivery right on the numbers. That seam throw, beating that safety, getting over the top. That's really, really good execution.
And Whitaker deflected extra point is no good, so the Hokies, who block a kick every 2.3 games, come up with a blocked extra point, and the lead is 4. Andre Smith blocks the extra point. Another tight end gets the touchdown. Zach Ertz, Stanford. Andrew Luck, the quarterback for Stanford. His dad, Oliver, who played in the NFL, Houston, and of course at West Virginia as well. He's the athletic director currently in Morgantown. He went up against the Hokies during his day, 2-1 as the West Virginia quarterback against Virginia Tech. And his son getting a crack at him, the guy who the analysts believe would be the #1 overall pick in the draft if he chooses to come out. Still has eligibility remaining after tonight. Going to the 25-yard line, Rashard Carmichael. There's 37 seconds remaining. Taylor is flush, gets rid of it just in time. And a flag is down as there was Ben Gardner chasing Taylor. We're back with Danny Cole going for the reception. There was contact. And the Stanford defensive backs are saying the ball was uncatchable. Meantime, Taylor is shaken up on the hit by Gardner of Stanford.
The ball was like almost in the Gatorade bucket.
Well, Thomas did tackle the receiver.
Holding
matter.
On the defense, number 3. 10-yard penalty, automatic. Push down.
There's the hit on Taylor that left him shaken as he was flushed by Gardner, the redshirt freshman out of Wisconsin. But the bailout call for an official is, if you don't want to call pass interference because it's uncatchable, you can say there was holding on the play if he has arm wrapped around him. And that was the call there.
Still think the ball was way out of bounds.
30 seconds left. Hokies have one timeout remaining. And Taylor's throw down the middle is high. It sails. Incomplete. Xavier Boyce out of Virginia Beach, the intended receiver.
And Delano Howell's a very good coverage man. Just carried the vertical receiver almost like he ran the route for Virginia Tech. I'm impressed with what I've seen from this young Stanford Cardinal secondary, Ron.
Their defense has been impressive. The question is, will they wear down in the second half? They're not deep on the defensive side.
Three-man rush, 2nd and 10. Taylor escaping. First down and more. It's the hit at the 48-yard line. Clocks will stop to move the chains. We'll start on the reset at 17 seconds.
It's like we asked Frank Beamer, what's the difference between this guy and Vic? He says, well, they are similar. You just have a feeling something good's going to happen on the next play.
And Taylor comes out and kills the clock quickly. 15 seconds now remaining here and a half.
He sure is exciting. He'll take those running opportunities. He throws the ball very well.
The thing he's done a much better job of as he's grown up in his offense is when he scrambles, he keeps his eyes downfield. He's running around to create with his arm.
Chris Hazley, the field goal kicker, his long of the year is 52. If you're thinking he can make that, they need 17 yards in about 12 seconds with a timeout. Taylor throwing down the middle again. Held on to by Jared Boykin.
What a great catch. I'm surprised Stanford blitzed in that situation. What a great throw and catch, and he's going to clock it right now. Set up a field goal.
How about the read by Tyrod Taylor? Knew the blitz was coming, threw the ball to space, threw it to air, and let his receiver Boykin go get it. You'll see it here. Here comes the pressure. Now he just lays the ball out there. He knows there's no one in center field. Let Boykin go make the catch. That's the quarterback reading the coverage, giving your wide receiver a chance to make a play when there's no safety in the middle of the field.
All right, guys, let's talk here now. They had the timeout. They chose to come down and clock it. There's 7 seconds left at the 20-yard line with a timeout. So they're going to try to squeeze a play in here. Well, maybe not. No.
Yeah, here's where you tell
so much.
Tyrod Taylor, look, we might take a shot, but do not scramble. The clock will expire. This is a good move by head coach Frank Beamer, I think. Percentage play, kick the field goal, make it a one-point game.
Chris Hazley, who went from a walk-on to a pretty good kicker here. He's made 20 in a row. That's a record within a single season for the Hokies. 37-yarder out of Brian Saunders' hole. So that defensive holding penalty able to give Virginia Tech the chance to drive. The scramble by Taylor, the pass to Boykin, all key parts of that drive to make it a one-point game. 13-12 as we head off to the break. Jim Harbaugh's team leads by 1, and Michelle Tafoya has the Stanford head coach.
Coach, a couple of very big plays by Tyrod Taylor. What concerns you about him in the second half?
Well, he's a heck of a player, and all the youngsters out here are playing their tails off on both sides. They've made some plays. We've made some plays. They're just battling out there.
Your top priority was making sure the protections were sound, getting the run game going. You've got 112 rushing yards so far. How satisfied are you on that side of things?
Well, there's some things I'm satisfied. Now, we made some mistakes that are uncommon, and we haven't made the entire football season, haven't seen them all year, so we're trying to get that tightened up and just keep fighting. This is a football fight out here tonight.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Mike.
Stanford, Michelle going for an 8th straight win. Virginia Tech for 12 in a row. On the other side, it's the Chevrolet halftime report with Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. Stanford leads by 1 at the half. Cardinal on top by 1 as we get set for the third quarter, the third of the 5 BCS games. 77th Discover Orange Bowl. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, Michelle Tafoya on the sideline. We'll check with Michelle in a little bit. Time for our Chevrolet second half look ahead. Jaws, where are we looking here for the Hokies?
Well, the Hokies done a really good job with Tyrod Taylor. He has manufactured some plays with his movement. I'd like to see some design movement to get him outside the pocket and continue to pressure Andrew Luck. He's only got 86 yards passing in that first half. Bud Foster's dialed up some good blitzes by that Hokie defense.
I want to see the Stanford Cardinal air it out on offense. I haven't seen a free safety on defense for Virginia Tech. I want to see Andrew Luck push it down the field. And for the Hokies, I want the ball in Tyrod Taylor's hands. A lot more of the option that they showed later in the first half. This guy Taylor's dangerous, and Stanford's got to do a better job of tackling him.
Virginia Tech will get the ball to start the third quarter. David Wilson suspended for the first quarter for a curfew violation. One of the 2 men back. Rock Carmichael's going to take this from the 10. Slide down at the 21. Here is Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, I spoke with Frank Beamer at halftime. He said there's really nothing that he didn't expect there in the first half, and he likes the way that his defense has slowed down Stanford's run, but he wants his own offense to run the ball better. So he thinks they need to spread things out a little bit more. We saw a couple of nice option plays from Virginia Tech in the first half. He'd like to incorporate a bit more of that, so that's something to look for, Mike.
Okay, Michelle, thank you. Brian Williams is the back from 21. He takes it. Only about 2 yards. John?
Well, let's take a look at Tyrod Taylor, the highlight of the first half. Look, he's looking to the right the whole way. Doesn't even see number 4, David Wilson. He's scrambling around, looking around. He's still looking right. Making people miss, keeping the play alive, flips his hips and throws the ball. Touchdown. Hard to imagine that play again. He's a showman, this kid.
Ryan Randall had a wonderful career in Blacksburg. Similar quarterback. Emerged over the last couple of seasons and great leaders off the field as well. Taylor flush. Chase Thomas chasing. And Taylor will run for about 3 yards. We talked about it earlier. This Virginia Tech season started on a Monday night in an NFL stadium. It was Labor Day outside of D.C. at FedEx Field. They lost to Boise State. 5 days later, losing to James Madison, an FCS school at 0-2. Everybody had their heads down, but Frank Beamer said, I knew we were going to be all right just by the character of our players and how they responded the next day. And Taylor led that much talked about meeting with the seniors, get things turned around. You see they've made history, losing the first 2 and then going 11 in a row, trying to make it a dozen here tonight.
6 defensive backs for the Cardinal, showing pressure off the weak side.
Williams picks up the pressure. Taylor's throw is incomplete. Jared Boykin has slipped free into an opening, and Taylor was just a bit too quick.
Yeah, Boykin broke open on that play, and if Tyrod Taylor could have held on to that ball just 1 split second more and let that route define itself, he would have had Jared Boykin for a big play.
Richard Sherman fell down. Oof. Cardinal got a break there.
Out of Chandler, Arizona, sophomore Drew Terrell back. Brian Saunders will punt it away. Very returnable, 39 yards. From the 35, Terrell returns at 6 yards. Last attack was made by Kenny Younger, and here comes Andrew Luck. Outstanding defense Luck is seeing here tonight with the Hokies. Quick pop to Ryan Whalen, the captain, to the 47-yard line. A kid who was a walk-on to camp and surprised when he was a freshman. And Ryan Whalen has developed through his career to become a co-captain and the second leading receiver on this Stanford team.
Well, that time Stanford went to an empty backfield set. Virginia Tech blitzed it, and Luck did a nice job finding his hot receiver. I'd like to see Luck take a shot right here in this middle of the field area on a good down and distance.
He's getting that single isolation route to the outside. Sooner or later, he's going to have to take a shot.
Devon Taylor, opening left. Open field tackle by Davon Morgan out of Richmond, Virginia, but a first down for the sophomore Taylor. John, we watched film. You told me about Luck and breaking him down. Now, just tell me what you see live watching him first half against a good defense.
Oh, he's got incredible field presence. He's got a great game day demeanor. He sees everything. He's running the show. He finds his alternate receivers. Total command of the running game, the pass protection, this entire offense.
Zach Ertz came close to you there. He scored the touchdown, a 25-yarder in the second quarter. Luck, ability to get out of that pocket. He almost gave Jaron Hosley his 10th interception of the year, and that one would have gone all the way home.
Well, that's not a good decision by Luck right there. He's going to get pressure off the right side from Drager. Take a look at it. Luck looking left here. Little stunt off the right side. And you got to see throws. And Jaron Hosley does an excellent job playing with his eyes. He looks like a Sunday player, that guy.
That was a bad decision by Luck there. He got away with one.
Hosley's got some Saturdays left, too. Sophomore. Owen Marisic, the fullback, comes over, picks up the blitz. Luck has time to throw for the first down to Conrad Rulin, the tight end.
Give some love to the offensive line. Gave Luck time to hang in that pocket, stay on that back foot, and deliver the football down the field. The one thing about Andrew Luck, he's smooth in the pocket, really good feet. Mechanics are perfect, and delivers the strike.
These Hokie safeties are shallow. Oftentimes 6 yards deep when the ball snapped.
That's it. That's all they are right now, John. Luck play action. A lot of space to run for Kobe Fleener, up and over inside the 20.
Kobe Fleener, Rulin, Ertz, 3 different tight ends. Little bootleg. He's going to fake it to his left, and Fleener slides across the formation. Good touch, good accuracy. How about that for a big guy?
Got some air right there from Fleener.
They got a lot of good tight ends, and they use them all.
Like the play design, use the mobility of Andrew Luck. This guy is 6'4", 235 pounds, and he can move.
In the red zone. Luck on the move, on the run. It's Ryan Whalen, first down. First and goal at the 1.
Well, I really like what Stanford did coming out to start this half. Open the formations up. Let the Heisman runner-up take over. They shift to a bunch formation, and you're going to see pressure once again. Actually, he just saw the outflank and took off and ran and found Whalen, who makes a nice run after the catch. But this quarterback sees everything. He's got an incredible touch.
That's an athletic play. Jim Harbaugh talks about his quarterbacks making athletic plays. You said it, John. He just felt that void in the defense, got to the outside, threw for a strike.
7 offensive linemen in the game for Stanford. Again, Marisic, and he's in the end zone. Cardinal touchdown.
Told you, Ron, give it to Marisic.
You were a great play caller, John.
Well, you got an All-America center in Beeler, and you got an All-Conference right guard. Just slam it right off the right side behind those 2 blocks. And let Marisic, who does it all for Stanford, drive it across the goal line.
Then you see Kobe Fleener from that wing position trade a little bit of seam right there for Marisic to push that pile into the end zone.
Nate Whitaker missed the extra point, wide right. Just left it out there. 5th extra point he has missed. 1 blocked earlier today. The lead remains at 7 for the Cardinals. They've missed 2 one-pointers tonight. Kickoff return, David Wilson, great speed. Squirting through that hole, Wilson tackled across the 30-yard line. Well, the guy who just scored the touchdown comes back to play inside linebacker. Owen Marisic, this experiment, if you will, started in the spring of 2009.
Yeah, but watch the adjustment as a fullback in the hole. Then he's on defense. He comes through the traps and sacks Tyrod Taylor. Watch him find the ball, get off a block, and make a tackle. And then on the goal line, he caps off a very good drive. He'll end up playing for a team like the New England Patriots.
That's right. Well,
This guy right here is an early candidate for the MVP of the game. These are the kind of guys you gotta love.
Yeah, he'll be a Sunday fullback. This guy could get after people and track blocks very well.
Tyrod Taylor has pressure, trying to get away, nowhere to go. Delano Howell came on that blitz from his safety position, and the second team all-conference player with the big loss.
Well, it's a timely, strong safety blitz, and that's an excellent job coming from way, way off the ball, and Tyrod never saw him.
John, Stanford has blitzed 15 times in this game. It's generated 3 sacks, so they have been productive. Vic Fangio, defensive coordinator, loves to dial up the pressure. Going to work it tonight.
Got to try to get half of it back here.
Second and 23. Taylor wants it. Let's go. Got some time here. And beautifully thrown. Danny Cole, he got it all back and more. Cole all the way down to the 41.
What great design by this Virginia Tech coaching staff. They sprint to the right and throw it back to the left. Take a look at this play. Taylor goes to his right. He goes back to his left. Great pass protection. Good touch.
How about the protection, John? To let that receiver cross all the way across the field like that, the quarterback's going to need about 4 seconds to let that develop. And you are right, John. Beautiful touch. Throwing it into the void of the defense.
And second and 23, they gain 42. David Wilson now running back. Didn't look. Taylor kept it that time and did a good job to gain his maximum yardage on that run. Of the support that Virginia Tech gets, and they've been down to this bowl 3 times the last 4 years, and a school started back up in Blacksburg today. I think they kept the Virginia Tech crowd down a little bit, plus coming here for the 3rd time in 4 years. But always well supported, the Hokies. Taylor has time. Down the middle, it's intercepted. So Howell, who made the big play on the blitz at the start of this drive, ends it with his 5th interception.
Go ahead, David Wilson coming out of the backfield wide open. Tyrod never saw him.
Just the 5th interception thrown this year by Tyrod Taylor. Stanford gets it back. A 7-point lead. After the interception, Stanford takes over at the 3. And Tyrod Taylor is off to the races. Taylor at midfield. All the way to the 41. First down gain of 56 yards. A great run by the sophomore. And we'll get a look at it with a view from our DirecTV Ultimate Picture Cam.
Yeah, well, the shifts are just killing Virginia Tech. They move all 5 eligibles, and Virginia Tech is totally confused, doesn't line up properly, and they are hurt.
And now play action. Kobe Fleener's wide open. Cardinal touchdown. There's a marker at the 25-yard line. Let's see if it's offense or defense.
Looks like it's going to be defensive holding.
Yep.
John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, excuse me, John's watching at home, I'm sure. Jim with a beautiful play-action fake. Take your shot. They just had the big run. The defense is sagging. You're in that go zone. Beautifully executed by the Stanford Cardinal. Look at the throw from Andrew Luck. Just lays it in there to Fleener.
Extra point is made by Nate Whitaker. How about those 2 plays? The run by Taylor, 56. The 41-yard pass to Fleener. All you Stanford alums, you can all sing all right now. The Cardinal back-to-back touchdowns. On the first Monday of 2011, the Discover Orange Bowl, and a bang, bang, bang from the Cardinal. 3 big plays by Stanford in a row has extended it out to a 26-12 lead.
Andrew Luck has used his play-action passing game beautifully. 4 for 4, 71 yards and a touchdown so far.
Aaron Hosley looking for space. His own man was in the way. The tackle made 22-yard line by Michael Thomas. Good run up the middle. Evans is past the 40. Now it's Stepniak made the tackle. There are Tyrod Taylor's parents, Rodney and Trina, watching Tyrod's final game as a Virginia Tech quarterback.
I don't think Trina's watching. That's how my mom used to watch the game. Close her eyes.
It's important for Tyrod to get everybody back in this game on Virginia Tech's sideline. They need a score.
He's been a great leader, too. All the way through to any adversity the Hokies have faced. Adjusting this play to a run with Evans, who slipped and fell as the captain Sione Fua chased him down.
Evans is getting the brunt of the work tonight. Have not seen Ryan Williams, the promising young back. It's been mostly Evans. 3rd and 4.
Williams limited by a hamstring pull. They shut him down leading up to the game, but let him go the last 2 practices. Felt he would be good to go. He has been very limited here tonight.
And David Wilson not on the field right now. He is their most explosive back, and he was the one that was open on that wheel route that Taylor had intercepted.
Is there a big play for the Hokies? 3rd and 3. It's over the middle. Skove defending Andre Smith. 4th down.
This guy Skove has been all over the field in coverage, rushing the quarterback, making plays in the run. Number 11, Shane Skove. You'll see him as a stand-up linebacker here. Now he drops into coverage, hugs up to the tight end, and bats it down. He has been very impressive, John.
Yeah, and that was an easy route to cover. You'd like to see Andre Smith have a crossing route there, but when you sit down against man-to-man coverage, Skove's going to own you in that situation.
Ryan Saunders kicking away. 46 yards, very late. Fair catch called for by Terrell of Stanford. 2.5 to go. Luck back on the field when you come back. Game 3 of the 5 in the Bowl Championship Series. The champions of the ACC, Virginia Tech, and Stanford, runner-up in the Pac-10 to Oregon. The only Stanford loss of the season to the team that 1 week from right now will be playing Auburn here on ESPN in the Tostitos BCS National title. Great job by Luck as that snap was bobbled. Came right back in his hands. Loss of a half yard.
Well, look at these shifts. They are driving Virginia Tech crazy. 3 guys shift from right to left, and Virginia Tech has to reset the front. And when they reset the front in the coverage, then motion goes, and you see number 15, Eddie Whitley, get out of position. It's just a simple handoff. You've got the walk-on Jack Tyler in there. Bruce Taylor went from the strong backer to the weak backer. That's a bad run fit. That is stealing. Great job by Stanford.
And how about the block by left guard Andrew Phillips? He just cleared out that defensive line.
Taylor, who had that big run, takes it to the 20, a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Now, these are 3 fifth-year seniors on this offensive line, and they like this part of the game. When they get a 26-12 lead, a 2-score lead in the second half, they continue to ram the ball at you, and this is a balanced offense. Ron, they've run the ball almost 60% of the time this year at Stanford. They can do it all from an offensive standpoint. This is one of their favorite things to do, is let this veteran offensive line cut it loose.
And we talked about that balance, John. So far tonight, 23 rushing plays, 184 yards, 19 pass plays, $178. That's balance.
3rd and 3, Andrew Luck, pressure, flush, puts it up. Oh, and it's caught for the first down by Fleener. Great play to the 32. Stephen Friday was 1 second too late.
I'm
glad John Elway's here to see that.
That's right. That's called extending the play, Coach. And Andrew Luck does an amazing job here. Here comes the pressure right up the middle. He escapes to the right. And this is throwing a receiver open.
From the 32, Tyler Gaffney trying to get to the line of scrimmage. Oh, through 3, missed tackles Gaffney to the 40-yard line. It's very rare for a Bud Foster defense. Mosley and Carmichael, the 2 corners, blue tackles there.
Yeah, but Mike, how many backs do they have at Stanford? I mean, Jeremy Stewart ripped off a 60-yard touchdown. We've seen a lot of Stephen Taylor. And now look at Gaffney. Gets out of 1 tackle, gets out of another, gets out of a 3rd. These guys smell it.
Stanford taking control of the game. 13 points in that 3rd quarter, and 1 quarter away from making a 12-win season. Perhaps the last line of the Jim Harbaugh resume on a farm in Palo Alto. Through 3 at the Discover Orange Bowl. Stanford leads by 14. 2011 Discover Orange Bowl. And Tyrod Taylor trying to see if there's 1 quarter left, 1 drive that he can get his team back in his final quarter as a Virginia Tech quarterback. 26-12. Andrew Luck and Stanford came out of the locker room with 2 touchdown drives and some big plays. A 2nd and 12. Wide open again. What a game for Fleeter. Another touchdown.
Andrew Luck is the real deal.
Number 1 pick stuff, huh?
No question about it. You know, came out that first half, was not real sharp, only 86 yards passing that first half, but come out in the second half, they're moving it around. He's finding everybody. This is a perfect throw right here. Again, he feels that void in defense, moves his right, and he's got Fleener right down the sideline. It's just a long handoff. This is a very accurate quarterback, and that is always the most overlooked aspect of quarterbacking.
Great stuff tonight, huh?
You know what you can't see on his film, guys? Everything else is A+. A+ person, great player.
And leading Stanford to one of the great wins in school history tonight. Returned by David Wilson out to the 25-yard line. Well, guys, the story coming in was Andrew Luck out of Houston, Texas, still with eligibility left. Redshirted his first year on campus, then the next 2 years has played and started for Jim Harbaugh. And we talk about Harbaugh's future so much here today. What's the question with Luck? Will he come back? We've heard from everyone we've spoken to, and you guys have concurred. He's number 1 overall draft pick material, franchise quarterback. Does he come back for another year at Stanford, or will he put himself into the draft knowing there's uncertainty with the NFL labor situation coming up with the draft in April and beyond? Tyrod Taylor trying to keep something alive. Incomplete for Marcus Davis.
I think Andrew Luck is going to make that decision just like he plays the quarterback position. This guy makes no impulse decisions. He made that clear to us last night. He's going to do all the preparation. He's going to make a good decision, just like he plays quarterback. But what do you do if you're him? I mean, he's just a kid. He could play 2 more years at Stanford. Well, I'd like to see him stay in Stanford and keep playing, personally.
Well, there's no doubt that he could make the next step to the National Football League. We watched him on tape all week, John. We saw his ability to read and process information. We see him in practice, the way he can stroke the football. Then you watch him the way he commands the game. Very good.
Tyrod Taylor to Jared Boykin, 21 yards. You saw Oliver Luck there, his dad. Oliver was an executive in the NFL Europe phase, and that's one of the reasons that Andrew spent a lot of time overseas in Germany. But certainly football's been a part of his life. His dad played the game, now an administrator, athletic director at West Virginia. That plus Jim Harbaugh, his decade and a half in the NFL. He has as great a pool around him to make this difficult decision as any quarterback in recent memory. Taylor taking a home run shot for David Wilson. It's an unbelievable catch as Wilson locates it, but out of bounds. Incomplete.
Well, they've had some chances, Virginia Tech, in this second half to make some big plays in the passing game. Had an interception where they had Wilson wide open on a swing route that time. Wilson's wide open. He runs right by a safety. Taylor Scoffel, take a look at it. He looks off the free safety, and this has got a chance for a big play.
Taylor throws right through the hands of Michael Thomas out of Houston, Texas.
You know, Mike, you got to give a lot of credit to this Stanford defense. You know, they had 3 shutouts this year. They shut out UCLA, shut out Oregon State, Washington, gave up 44 points in their last 5 games. And when you lay down a performance like this against the Hokies, they've given up 12 points tonight. And let's be honest, the touchdown that they did score was a broken play that was one of the most magnificent things we've ever seen from Tyrod Taylor. Great defensive show by Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, and his staff.
3rd and 24, right up the middle, Scove. Taylor got out of that one. The one-man band right now trying to survive.
Yeah, this is a meet me at the quarterback drill right here. You had 5 Cardinal jerseys all over Tyrod Taylor.
It's been the same blitz almost the entire second half. And it's 2 of Vic Fangio's favorite players. Number 11, Shane Scove, and this number 44, Chase Thomas. Fangio told us Chase Thomas is one of those guys that's in a grumpy mood all the time. He was born to play football, and you got to really be impressed with Scove tonight.
Can't imagine being around somebody who's grumpy all the time. Really? Saunders with the kick.
Thank you, Mike.
It's going to be down to the 28-yard line. You're right. Andrew Luck's at the top of the marquee, but he brings some pretty good supporting cast. Like the defense and the stars of this game, Shane Scove, making Luck a happy man tonight. For 15 years in the National Football League, Jim Harbaugh was a very good quarterback. Threw 129 touchdowns. Knows what it takes at the college level at Michigan and in the NFL, and he knows he's got a special guy in Andrew Luck, who tonight, with a lot of hype coming in, a really okay first half, has been spectacular in the second half. 3 touchdowns, 249 passing yards. Tyrod Taylor, his numbers are impressive because it has been under major duress. Stephon Taylor, the Stanford big runs have killed the Hokies here tonight.
You know,
Jaron Hosley, the tackle.
Excuse me, Mike. So many of these college defenses nowadays, they see the spread formation. They don't see 2 backs, 2 tight ends, and a team that really knows how to slam the ball at you. And you can't block these plays any better than the Stanford Cardinal has blocked them. There's no one on the screen but Stephon Taylor.
David DeCastro once again coming around the horn and getting that kick out block. And John, you may have been able to run through that hole.
Look at this.
Wow.
Now they're just showing off.
Like the band.
Shifting to an unbalanced line with 2 tight ends to the left and Stephon Taylor. All right, you want to shift? I'll get you there. Bruce Taylor, the tackle with
I wouldn't go for
no
that
gain.
either, personally. If I was Bud Foster.
Long, cold look across the way from one of the most respected coordinators in the league. You see, we talked about in the first half, the volume of offense Stanford carries. The center, Beeler, has plays on his wrist that Luck is calling there in the huddle. He's got his wristbands on as well. Play action pass here. Luck has another Kobe Fleener touchdown. That's the hat trick for Fleener.
Well, they show you that power running game. 2 backs, 3 tight ends. Pounded. All of a sudden, everyone's cheating up near the line of scrimmage. Safety's getting nosy. And you just get big plays, all vertical routes down the field. Fleener wide open down the middle. You'll see it here. 3 tight ends, 2 backs, play action. You see Ertz and Fleener right down the middle. Fleener wide open and right on the money, as usual, from Andrew Luck.
You saw the frustrated linebacker, Bruce Taylor, just fling his mouthpiece. Is so disgusted with a very uncommon defensive effort. 40 points, 518 yards. Thorough and complete domination in the second half for the Cardinal offense. Discover Orange Bowl. That trophy will be heading off to Palo Alto. First time Stanford has ever appeared in this game. It's been a pretty good quarterback run. Don't forget Steve Stenstrom in there. And will Andrew Luck be back? Is this his last game for the Cardinal? The numbers are eye-popping. 40-12. Jaron Hosley, the return. And how about the guy who's been the defensive star of the night? A special teams tackle by Shane Scove. To the victor deserves all the headlines and the plaudits. Tyrod Taylor completes to Danny Cole. Taylor has stood in there and taken a lot of hits and continued to come back here for more. He ends his Virginia Tech career as the all-time winning quarterback in Hokie history. 34-8 for Frank Beamer.
And he'll be playing on Sundays down the road, Mike. This is a special young man as well. Throw the football, smart, intelligent, reads coverages, good at the line of scrimmage.
Getting every yard possible out the 34-yard line. How about his size, Jaws? 6'1".
Yeah, I mean, you know, hey, you can say that about Drew Brees, too. There's always going to be some questions about that. But I think, once again, when you look at him, he has those intangibles as well. You know, he spent time with them. He's an outstanding young man. You talk to his coaches, his teammates, the people at Virginia Tech University, you know, the quality of person that he is. He hates to lose. I mean, this guy's a fierce competitor. You know, and you look at his success at Tim Tebow and Michael Vick as these mobile quarterbacks that can still throw the football. I think you look at Taylor as a guy that fits that mold.
Scove hanging on, yep. Thomas bringing him down, John.
Chase Thomas, number 44, and Shane Scove, number 11.
Remember those names.
Let me tell you,
wow,
those two guys play as hard as any two young men playing college football. I mean, it's 40-12, and they are still playing just like they started this football game.
Final minute. Taylor tucking and taking off. And down shy of the 30. I remind you to stay tuned for the Ford BCS postgame show. As soon as we're done, postgame analysis, the Orange Bowl trophy presentation of Stanford, and a reminder you can log on to bcstailgate.com for your chance to win the ultimate tailgate F-150. Ford BCS postgame show just seconds away here. Throw to David Wilson as a first down. Logan Thomas will likely be the first man to get the quarterback opportunity for Virginia Tech for the 2011 season. Who knows what the situation's going to be at Stanford. Head coach, quarterback, anything else, but their moment to celebrate and enjoy. They have not won one of the major bowls since winning the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day 1972. And Jack Harbaugh is going to help be the setup man for his son's Gatorade bath. Yeah, they got him. They trapped him. It's one of the great turnarounds in college football. 4 years ago, 1-11. Now 12 wins for the first time in the top 5. A Stanford football season for the ages. Tyrod Taylor's outstanding career in Blacksburg comes to a close. And here's Michelle Tafoya.
Wow, what a scene down here. Jim Harbaugh, congratulations. A 12-1 season. You got lifted there coming off the field. What did that feel like?
That was great. That was great. All the credit goes to our players. Shane Scove right here. Talk to him. Talk to him and Andrew. Great job defensively.
I'm good. All right. I'm gonna. Okay. Well, he's left. Shane Scove, and we'll get to Andrew Luck in just a minute. What a game for you guys. You knew you had a tough job ahead of you. Talk about the effort of this defense.
I mean, we knew that they had some talented guys, the running backs. They had stable running backs at all. Going to be playing in the NFL someday. Tyrod's amazing, so we knew that the key to the game was just hustling on the ball. One guy might miss a sack, but we just had to keep flying down, and we take care of one another. That's the way it's been all season.
Congratulations, Shane. We're going to walk over here, and we're going to find Andrew Luck, who's right in here in the midst of this camera fiasco. Andrew, what a game. You talked about it beforehand, how emotional it would be to cap off the season the way you did.
Yeah.
What are your feelings right now?
Extremely excited. Couldn't be happier for Stanford community, the fans, the players, the guys that have gone through some pretty rough times at the university football-wise. Just extremely excited.
What's going to stand out about this effort? I mean, everybody played well.
Well, I think the second half, coming out in the second half and establishing a rhythm. We made some mistakes, and Virginia Tech made us make mistakes in the first half, but came out, showed a little fortitude, and get the win the second half would be special. I
remember that your coaches said the offensive line just needs to give you one extra second so you feel comfortable back there. How comfortable were you?
Extremely comfortable the second half. I would not want to play behind any other O-line ever. They're great guys. They're wonderful people, and I'm proud and humbled to play behind them.
And you are a humble guy, and you've been putting off talking about your future. How long are you going to savor this before you start deciding? And what's going to go into your decision, Andrew, about whether to stay at Stanford?
Well, I think a lot of things. I don't want to make an impulsive decision. I'll enjoy this for as long as I can. I know the deadline's coming up, so I'll sit down with my parents and go over a list of pros and cons and go from there.
And if Harbaugh stays or goes, how much does that impact your decision?
It'll definitely be an impact, but I don't know how much, to be honest.
Andrew, congratulations. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's 40 time was pretty impressive, too. She's the one who got to Andrew Luck. Virginia Tech's defense couldn't.
Mike, I got to tell you, I think we're going to run out of oranges here because Harbaugh's throwing him to all of his team members. So, too, is Andrew Luck. What an impressive performance for Stanford tonight. And here to present the 2011 Discover Orange Bowl trophy to the victorious Stanford Cardinal, the president and chair of the Orange Bowl committee, Tony Argyes. Tony?
Yes. First of all, on behalf of the Orange Bowl Committee, I'd first like to thank our partner and our new title sponsor, Discover. Second, it was a great game, and I want to first congratulate the Virginia Tech Hokies and Coach Frank Beamer for a great effort tonight and throughout the season. And now I am pleased to present the 2011 Discover Orange Bowl Trophy to Coach Harbaugh and the Stanford Cardinal. Congratulations.
Jim, the trophy is all yours. As you think back to this program that you took over, 1-11, the year before you got here, and now, 4 years later, the Orange Bowl champions, 12-1. How do you describe the progress this program has made?
Well, I just want to say thanks to all the players and the coaches, our students, our fans, our administration, our athletic director, Bob Bowlesby, our president, everybody involved with Stanford football. We could not have done it without you, but all the credit goes to these players, these youngsters who respect the game of football, who respect the process, who love each other, and they play for each other, and they play to win. And with that, I'm going to give you the MVP, Andrew Luck.
I got one more question before you get there. Jim, what kind of timetable will you use to make your future decision?
I just ask you to respect the game and respect what these players did tonight. It's all about them. I love you guys. I'm proud of you. You're champions. That's what we said when we started this thing. Cardinal campaign to a championship. Way to go.
A marvelous performance by Andrew Luck and all of his Stanford teammates, many of whom, Mike, have joined us up here on the stage right now after taking apart Virginia Tech and winning the Discover Orange Bowl.
Thank you, Reese. A great moment for all Stanford Cardinals to enjoy. Their team, a top 5 team in 2010. The Stanford Cardinal with a big win in the Discover Orange Bowl. The ACC falls to 2-11 in the BCS games. With my partners John Gruden, Ron Jaworski, and Michelle Tafoya, Mike Tirico. Good night from the Discover Orange Bowl in Miami, a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Here's SportsCenter.